Team USA defeated France for the gold medal game about a few days ago. It seems like it was a long time ago, but it was actually only a few days ago. After the game, Victor Wembanyama made a comment that's been getting a lot of attention in the last few days. I'm just going to read it out, what he said. I'm learning, and I'm worried for the opponents in a couple of years. The reporter asked him the question, in FIBA or the NBA? Everywhere. So this comment has gotten a lot of traction. Some people have just praised Victor for his confidence, his competitive spirit. Some have bashed him for being arrogant and just being a sore loser about what happened. How do I feel about this? Well, it's how I identify. For me, I'm more like a Tim Duncan, Jokic type of guy. I don't believe in just talking out loud and saying, I'm going to do this or that, but just doing whatever it takes to get to that next point or goal, or just attempting to reach my goal. But I don't believe in boasting about it in any way. So it's definitely not something I would do. And I can definitely see why people would say, like, hey, Victor is this arrogant douchebag for him talking all this shit after he lost his game and just assuming that he's just going to be able to succeed in a few years. And I actually agree with that. I can't be hypocritical, even though he plays on my team, the Spurs. I want to be objective about that. Yes, if this was an opposing player for a different team, I'd be like, what an arrogant douchebag. This is such an arrogant thing to say. And I definitely think it is. It's very arrogant. But at the same time, as I've gotten older, I realized not all athletes are cut the same when it comes to their competitive spirit. Ideally, you'd want someone like humble, like Tim Duncan, who wants to be the best and who wants to win at all costs, but who's not like outright braggadocious like this or outright arrogant like this ultimately. But unfortunately, some guys are just wired differently, where they like to talk big. They have to set ridiculously large goals and say they're going to reach it to put pressure on themselves, to work hard to reach it. I think Victor's just that type of guy. He's trying to put the pressure on himself. Plus, he probably also believes what he says. I think it's a combination of both, that he has to say these things out loud for him to just go out and do it and just deal with that type of pressure. Do I think he'll be able to handle it? Yeah, absolutely. But that's just how I think he's wired, and that's just how it is. It is what it is. Will he be able to do what he's saying in the next few years? Yeah, I think it's a strong possibility. When you look at the Olympics, he could definitely win the gold in 4 years. I would say the reason for this is because you got to look at Team USA. They won these Olympics mainly because of LeBron, Durant, and Curry. Granted, they had a good team overall, but those three guys were able to channel in whatever they had left in their tanks, and they gave it their all in this tournament. Because let's be real, they know during the regular season they're not going to win jack shit. So this was really their championship, and they got the most out of these guys. To me, I think there's going to be a void once these three guys leave in a few years. And I don't think Team USA will be able to replace that void. I know some people say some of the young guys could step up and fill it, possibly, but I'm just betting they won't. So I think he has a high chance of backing that up. So of course, he's going to feel confident. But do I wish he would keep this stuff to himself and set high goals? Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody should want to set high goals. That's something I learned in life. When you set your goals really low, you end up not in an ideal place, because if you fail, you're really in the gutter. Unfortunately, that's one thing I've had to learn the hard way as I've gotten older, that it's better to set your goals high and fail versus set them low and fail. So that's the way I look at it. Now, do I wish this guy was a lot more humble? Yeah, because like I said, he's placing a huge target on his back and the Spurs' back with all his talk. I wish he was more like Tim Duncan, where he has the goals to be a champion and to dominate the league, but he's not that outright expressive about it. He keeps it to himself and he just keeps working at it. But it is, like I said, it is what it is. I don't really have anything else to say about it, but it will definitely be interesting in the next few years to see how much he improves. I do think he still has a lot to improve on, but I think mainly just his physical strength has to improve, because if his jump shot is not falling, then he's not really that much of a factor on the offensive end. So that's something that he has to improve on, and I would say he has to improve on just learning how to get easy buckets. I don't think he's figured that out yet. He has to have some go-to move. I don't know what that could be. Even a simple hook shot would be a great move because it's almost impossible to block him when he just does a normal hook. So he needs to come up with these types of things. Hopefully he does as a Spurs fan because I want to see them succeed, but it's a long ways to go. I do think he will improve. I think he has the desire and the great work ethic, so he'll get better, but he could be a hateable foe for a lot of guys just because of the way his attitude is, the way he conducts himself. That'll be interesting as the years go on.